Dong Quai, otherwise known as female ginseng, is a very popular and ancient tonic herb used throughout traditional Chinese medicine for its fertility enhancing benefits, its blood cleansing and blood building benefits, and particularly its positive effects on the female reproductive system or hormonal system. And while it's most commonly used to treat women hormonal issues, it is also very beneficial to the male reproductive system and overall wellness. Above all else, Dong Quai is a gynecological regulator, meaning that it balances testosterone to estrogen ratios. In many cases of hormonal imbalance, testosterone is too low and there's too high or elevated levels of estrogen, and this can cause many issues for both men and women. However, on the flip side, if in the rare case that estrogen is low, Dong Quai can help bring up low levels of estrogen. It helps balance these levels of testosterone to estrogen to achieve an ideal state, so that way neither one of them are too high or too low. Perhaps the next most popular benefit or well-known attribute of Dong Quai is its ability to tonify, cleanse, and nourish the blood. It contains many nutrients that actually help build up the blood, so that way our blood is of really rich nutritive qualities, so that way we can grow our hair, nourish our cells, our tissues, our muscles, and our organs. However, it also has the special ability to help cleanse and detoxify or tonify the blood, which is very important because any sort of impurity or toxicity in the blood can lead to many sort of health issues, even chronic diseases or more advanced stages of disease, even blood cancer. So when achieving ideal health, we really want to make sure that our blood is clean and nourished as possible. Another really great benefit of Dong Quai, and perhaps why women take it more so than men, is that it can actually help with iron deficiency or anemia, which are situations that usually women experience more because of their menstrual cycle and the loss of blood. Dong Quai actually contains a unique mineral called cobalt, which helps actually increase the levels of hemoglobin in the blood, which basically means that we're going to have more iron in our blood. Cobalt is responsible for carrying oxygen to the blood and then also removing carbon dioxide from the blood, keeping our blood healthier and improve issues of anemia. A benefit of Dong Quai that is specific to men is that it contains an antioxidant known as ferulic acid, which actually improves the quality of male sperm. It can prevent sperm from becoming damaged due to oxidative stress. Dong Quai is an excellent herb for improving the female menstrual cycle and relieving any sort of symptoms of PMS. It does this in two ways. The first way is, as we mentioned earlier, is it builds up the quality, quantity, and the health of the blood. And many of the issues of PMS actually stem back to impurities of the blood, stagnation of the blood. So by building up the quality of our blood, making sure that it's very nutrient rich and free of any sort of impurities, we're already halfway there to achieving a healthy menstrual cycle. However, not just that, Dong Quai is excellent for moving and circulating the blood, which is great for any sort of stagnation of the blood that could cause PMS problems. It's a very useful herb too to take after your menstrual cycle when you've lost blood, to rebuild up that blood, so that way you're not experiencing any sort of fatigue or anemia. Another really great benefit of Dong Quai is that it's a powerful adaptogen. This means that it's going to actually help decrease elevated levels of cortisol in the blood, which is beneficial for many reasons. First, it can help us feel less anxious and more happy, because too much cortisol can sort of make us feel very anxious. It's often attributed to anxiety and vice versa. However, elevated cortisol levels can lead to damaged skin, damaged cells, and all sorts of other chronic inflammatory issues. So it's going to be beneficial for preventing disease, making us more resilient in the face of stress, but also on an emotional level, we'll feel more stable and generally just feel happier. Perhaps the most obvious benefit of Dong Quai by now is its positive effects on both male and female fertility. And it has this positive effect for a few reasons. The first is that Dong Quai is capable of removing any sort of toxicity and impurities from our blood that could otherwise damage our sperm, damage our sex glands, and make our body incapable of producing sufficient sex hormones that would otherwise be needed for procreation. Not just that, but studies have shown that most birth defects now can be attributed to some sort of toxicity within the body, be it environmental pollution, pollution or toxicity from our diet, chemical pollution, heavy metal poisoning, etc. So the first step to really having a strong reproductive system is to make sure that it's clean and free of any sort of obstruction. Next, we find that Dong Quai is a superior hormone regulator, so it's going to help make sure that we have sufficient levels of sex hormones in our body. If we don't have enough testosterone, we cannot reproduce on a very physiological level, and Dong Quai will make sure that we are at an optimal level of fertility by managing and regulating our testosterone to our estrogen levels and so on. The next benefit I want to talk to you about of Dong Quai is its ability to beautify us physically from the inside out. We find that Dong Quai is an excellent beauty tonic for a few reasons. One, it's a potent antioxidant, so it actually protects our cells from any sort of oxidative damage or stress that can otherwise lead to advanced glycation end products, otherwise known as aging. And this is basically the sort of cross-linking of our cells, our skin cells, with sugar to protein that causes wrinkles, the formation of wrinkles. And this process of glycation is really just a result of oxidative damage to our cells. And Dong Quai can actually prevent any sort of glycation or oxidation to the cells, thus preventing wrinkles and any sort of other deterioration to our physical appearance. Not just that, but from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, our quality of our hair, the health of our hair and skin are directly reflected by the quality and health of our blood. And Dong Quai is an excellent blood purifier and blood builder. So by removing impurities from the blood and building up the blood, we can ensure that we have excellent, healthy blood to nourish our skin and to nourish our hair follicles. And another thing that makes Dong Quai great for beautifying us from the inside out is that it can actually help circulate blood. So once our blood is healthy, once it's clean, it can circulate the blood to the surface of the skin, giving us a more glowing skin, a more supple and fresh, healthy skin, and same with our hair follicles. So last but not least, I just want to touch in a bit more detail that Dong Quai is an excellent herb for the skin and particularly. It's been shown in clinical study to help eradicate issues like psoriasis and eczema and acne. And this likely has a lot to do with the ability to cleanse the blood because it's been shown that issues such as acne and eczema and psoriasis are issues of inflammation, too much heat or toxicity within the blood or otherwise impurities in the blood. And so by cleaning the blood of these toxins and these impurities, we find that these skin conditions sort of vanish and go away naturally. So these are just some of the main benefits of Dong Quai. If you're interested in learning more about Dong Quai, the dosage and usage, then click the link below.